Texas Tech still without its top scorer, Jamias Ramsey. They hope to have him back the game before conference play begins. They are riding a 51-game home non-conference win streak, that's second longest in the nation. But it's the Southern Miss Golden Eagles controlling the opening tip. First shot of the game, Tyler Stevenson off the mark. The ball's tipped out of bounds. It'll be Red Raiders basketball. Your officials tonight, Joe DeRosa, Kip Kissinger, and Michael Greenstein. And now one of the truest point forwards in college basketball, Chris Clark, brings it up for Texas Tech.
It's offense. It's a motion offense. It's your traditional motion offense. Unpredictable movement, positionless basketball.
Edwards off the mark on the first shot from the Red Raiders. Here come the Golden Eagles, partially blocked and saved by TJ Holyfield. There's some of that Red Raiders defense that they've come to be known for. Errant pass by Edwards off the hands of the freshman Shannon, and it'll be Southern Miss basketball. Texas Tech coming in at 6-3. They had those 3 losses, all by about a possession or so. Chris Beard coming off a 2019 campaign that has to be summed up as dreamlike. Here, he took the Red Raiders all the way to the championship game and were within a few seconds of holding that championship trophy, only to lose to Virginia. But they are back, a lot of new faces, as you touched on, and now they're hungrier than ever. Southern Miss opens the scoring, a nice baseline jumper.
Well, Chris Beard up barking at his team, not happy with the 2 first offensive possessions they've had. You know, coming off a big win like that in Madison Square Garden, #1 team in the country, he wanted to make sure that his team against an opponent they should beat.
Another turnover by the Red Raiders. That's back-to-back turnovers. Here's Harper Baker, and an offensive foul called on Leonard Harper Baker, redshirt senior out of Detroit. Well, it's interesting you bring that up. We talked to Chris Beard earlier today, and he said he has 4-minute segments of a game that he chooses as the most important. And he said going to be the most important tonight. Why is that?
Well, he's already made a sub. He brings in Avery Benson for Kyler Edwards. And again, I think tonight, look, they should beat Southern Miss. Southern Miss is playing without 2 of their better players. They're already out-talented. And so you're around the holidays, like, he wants his team to come out, get in a stance, defend, and then offensively to execute. They've got 3 turnovers early in this game, and he's already pulled Kyler Edwards for Avery Benson.
We'll have a lot more on Avery Benson coming up. Chris got a chance to... Red Raider, who has bought in as much as anybody in Red Raiders program history. There's Tyler Stevenson with a 2-hand flush. Coming off a career-high 27 in their most recent game against North Florida. Slow start for Texas Tech. Southern Miss coming in 3-8. Rebuilding year for a first-year head coach Jay Ladner.
It's a lot of a rebuilding. I think Jay Ladner would tell you. I mean, it was pretty depleted when he got there. He didn't really know who his good players were. And they've had a brutal schedule. I mean, they were down at the Battle for Atlantis, played 3 tough games down there, 3 tough opponents. Iowa State was on their schedule. They've got this game. The schedule has not fit where their talent is at.
Davide Moretti with his first bucket of the game, coming in averaging just over 14 a contest. And you add to that, just to put a bow on what's been a tough start to the season for Jay Ladner, 3 key rotation players are out for tonight's game, all with different injuries. They are young and short-handed, but they have come out firing. That's a 3-pointer by Leonard Harper Baker.
Only his 2nd of the year. A team that has not shot it well. Wide open.
Here's Moretti for 3. Short, but the offensive rebound to Holyfield. And he throws it out of bounds for another Texas Tech turnover.
Southern Miss wants to run. They're not a good half-court offensive team, but that's as easy as it gets. And then here's, defense just not talking. Harper Baker, not a shooter, as we said, but if you leave anybody open at the Division I level like that, they're going to knock it down.
Well, there's Jay Ladner returning to his alma mater in his first season in Hattiesburg. Previous 5 were spent at Southeast Louisiana, but he was part of a Southern Miss program back in the 80s that had a lot of success on the basketball court. They were the NIT champs back in 1987, and he's had a long and circuitous route to Southern Miss, very much in the same way that Chris Beard has gotten to Lubbock and the Red Raiders program. Here's Gabe Watson. And a friendly bounce on the rim gives Gabe Watson the jumper. And an early 9-2 lead for Southern Miss. Out of the gates hot. Moretti tries for 3 again. And again he's short. Loose ball. That's something the Red Raiders pride. Southern Miss coming away with it. Well, I would say the first 4 minutes of this ball game has decidedly gone the way of Southern Miss.
And I'll be interested to see what Chris Beard, how he is with his team at this first time out. Because this is not what he wanted.
Not a lot of juice in the building at United Supermarkets Arena. With 6 on the shot clock, that one's around and out. Here comes Clarence Nadolny. 4 subs on the floor for Chris Beard. Moretti had it partially blocked on the way up.
It's a pretty good block from Hunter Dean, who hardly plays, only about 7 minutes a game.
And now more substitutions on the next whistle for Chris Beard, trying to dial up the right rotation to get this Red Raiders offense going. We're going to have a chance for those substitutions when we come back.
Still on Davide Moretti on the bench. It's so interesting. I thought Louisville in that game the other night against Texas Tech was fat and happy. They were #1 in the country. Texas Tech had lost 3 in a row. I didn't think Louisville played hard, and Texas Tech played with more effort. And I thought that was a big part of that game, because Texas Tech didn't play great offensively. In order for Texas Tech, especially without Jamias Ramsey, who's their leading scorer, they got to be engaged. They got to be locked in. They got to play hard.
Yeah, a win like that at MSG against the #1 team, you can almost count that as cliche as it might sound. That was a culture win. They won with toughness. They won with effort. They won with hard work. We just saw a defensive possession where hopefully that gets things turned around, and maybe it will as Kyler Edwards hits the first 3-pointer of the game for the Red Raiders. There's an offensive foul on Southern Miss. That's going to go on Leonard Harper Baker.
Texas Tech is the best team in the country at taking charges. The best team in the country at taking charges. All 5 guys out there have the toughness to step in and do it. And it's not a tall team this year, but one of the ways that this program has protected its basket is by taking charges.
You asked Chris Beard earlier the toughest question that he's been asked so far this season, and you said, what can you count on? And what was his answer?
He said, I have no idea. He said, I talked to my team this morning about it, and they wrote on the board, who are we?
There's Terrence Shannon beats the clock. Well, this is a different Texas Tech team out of the first timeout than we saw going into that timeout. 5 straight points and 3 empty possessions on the offensive end by Southern Miss. Defense leading to offense as Clark gets to the hole and gets his miss. Another. And now Chris Clark will go to the line, trying to earn it from the free throw stripe.
Chris Clark does a little bit of everything. Here's this shot by Kyler Edwards, the 3 earlier. TJ Shannon, Terrence Shannon. But, you know, Chris Clark at the foul line. You go back to that game against Louisville, he does a little bit of everything. He's their leading rebounder. He leads them in assists. You pointed out the point forward designation.
Yeah.
He's got a chance to be a pro because he's got good size, but he's so comfortable with the basketball in his hands.
Yeah, and in a league as good as the Big 12, he's 4th in the conference in rebounding and 3rd in the conference in assists. There you see his numbers in that win 6 days ago. Here's TJ Holyfield, another steal for the Red Raiders. Now Moretti back on the floor. And he makes the smart pass to Holyfield, and TJ Holyfield will go to the line.
You know, one of the things this Texas team on the offensive end, they are an incredible cutting team. There's so much movement. You and I saw that today during the shoot around. Chris Beard constantly telling his team to move. And that's, you know, a lot of guys this day and age, especially with all the ball screens we see, there's a lot of standing and watching. His team is constantly moving. And then the other thing is they're unselfish. They're hitting those cutters. It's one of the reasons that they average 18 assists a game.
That's good for 5th in the nation coming into tonight as Holyfield goes 1 for 2 from the stripe, and all of a sudden Texas Tech now has its first lead of the game with 12:20 to go in the first half. And another turnover forced. Kyler Edwards with the steal. Gives it up. And Shannon almost threw it down for a SportsCenter top 10. It goes out of bounds and will stay Texas Tech basketball.
You're not going to see dudes like this in the line for Santa Claus this Christmas. They don't make dudes like this. Terrence Shannon, the freshman, what an athlete.
He's the reigning Big 12 newcomer of the week, and he's got 3 points so far. Had 13 points on 4 for 9 shooting in that upset win against Louisville last week. An ESPN top 100 high school player coming to Lubbock, and Chris Beard's starting to get a little more of those every year now that they've established the culture of the program and a winning tradition, especially the last couple of seasons. Shannon goes 2 for 2 to give him 4 and up the Texas Tech lead to 12-9. Shannon on the bench. Avery Benson back in for Chris Beard. There's a quick trigger by Latavius Draine, and Draine has 4 points. Moretti had it knocked away. Another turnover for Davide Moretti. Chance for the Golden Eagles to retake the lead. Boy gives it up with a throwdown from Hunter Dean, his first 2.
And how about the pass? You know, getting into the paint, taking advantage of the overplay out on the perimeter, and dropping off to the cutting Dean.
That's a walk-on. David McCoy, who averages 8 minutes a game, giving it up to Hunter Dean, who you already touched on, only averages 7 minutes a game.
Jay Ladner telling us today, because of the injuries, you're going to see some guys out there who probably normally wouldn't be out there.
Draine has another bucket. 6 points for Latavius Draine, and Southern Miss has answered the first body blow from Texas Tech. They're up 3, 10:45 to go in the first half. Here's Clark, 44 in white with the ball. In the corner. 3 way off the mark by Kevin McCullough. Draine trying it again. That one's off the mark. Here comes Benson and the Red Raiders. Nice pass. Clark, Moretti can't find the bottom of the bucket. A frustrating night so far for Davide Moretti.
been a tough start for Moretti, like you said, Rich. But how about this Southern Miss team? You got a dunk on one end, and then you got a three, showing the full arsenal. Southern Miss came to play.
The top 10 is bracketed by a pair of Big 12 teams, Kansas at 1 and Baylor at 10.
Yeah. Well, Kansas and Gonzaga have one thing in common, and they really have good size and depth at that position on that interior. I do think Kansas is the best team in the country. I think Gonzaga, when they have a complete roster, the health of Killian Tilly is big, but they have the complete roster. They remind me a lot of that team that went to the national championship game and played against North Carolina a few years ago. They have two freshman bigs who are outstanding, Anton Watson and Drew Timme. And I still like Louisville, but Louisville has to play hard. Like, they have to show up ready to play. They aren't that good where they can just show up and expect to beat teams.
If the first month is any indication, it's going to be a bananas college basketball season. Unpredictable. And if you like that, then you're going to want to stick around all season. Well, Wednesday night on ESPN2 and the ESPN app, we got another great college basketball doubleheader for you. It starts in Spokane with the aforementioned number 2 Gonzaga Bulldogs taking on North Carolina at 9. Then John Calipari and number 6 Kentucky square off against Utah at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And you touched on Gonzaga. How about North Carolina? They're in a world of hurt. Cole Anthony injured, out indefinitely. First time in 106 weeks that North Carolina's not in the top 25.
But we haven't seen Carolina's talent level where it is right now in a long time. You know, they just don't have the players. And without Cole Anthony, forget it. I mean, they don't have anybody who's going to score the ball. Their bigs have only been okay. They're still playing without Sterling Manley.
Loose ball, 5 on the shot clock. Draine got it to Stevenson, and Stevenson will go to the line and shoot 2.
I fell in love with Tyler Stevenson down at the Battle for Atlantis.
Hashtag man crush.
I did not know anything about Tyler Stevenson going down there, except for the fact that he was a walk-on when Jay Ladner showed up to become the head coach at Southern Miss. He was a walk-on. He's 6'7". He looks like a player. I mean, he's a good athlete. And then he started actually playing down there in the Battle for Atlantis and was killing. I mean, he was doing everything, handling. You saw the finish he tries to go for right there. I mean, he played really well. You mentioned he had 27 in their last game, a career high. I'm begging for this kid to be on scholarship. And Jay Ladner says, I wanted to make sure he stayed when I showed up, so we put him on scholarship.
And to your point, since the Battle for Atlantis, 5 straight games, double-digit points for Tyler Stevenson, and they need him now more than ever, as short-handed as they are. He's got an early 4 tonight and an 8-point Southern Miss lead.
They call that the Spatola bump.
Oh, I gotcha. The Spatola effect.
It hasn't affected you. No.
Here's Shannon. And Clark finishes. The rebound and the putback from Chris Clark. He's got 4. Three-point attempt. Maybe a little bit of a rush shot there from the Golden Eagles. Edwards to Holyfield. Edwards for 3. Off the mark. And ripped away by the freshman Shannon. So the clock resets to 20. Holyfield, top of the key. And another offensive board, this time by Shannon. Tried to zip past to Holyfield along the baseline, and it went through his hands and out of bounds. 7:27 to go. Southern Miss trying to pull off an epic upset against Chris Beard's Red Raiders.
Southern Miss led Conference USA in three-point shooting at 46%. What a start he's had for this game.
And as a team, the Golden Eagles are shooting 8 for 15 against at least reputation-wise, one of the better defenses in all Division I college basketball. Here's Hunter Dean with the handoff to Watson. 5 on the shot clock. In the corner. Left-handed jumper, no good from Leslie. And it's going to stay Golden Eagles basketball. There's Draine, number 11 in gold. Came from Calhoun City, Mississippi. Leads this team in three-pointers. He's got 1 tonight, so he's got now 23 on the year. Loose ball out of bounds. And again, it stays Southern Miss ball. Watson brings it up, a 6'2" sophomore out of Jackson, Mississippi. Working on the freshman Shannon. And he threw it away over the outstretched arms of Hunter Dean. That's another Southern Miss turnover.
And it was there. You know, it's just the inability to complete the play. But the Texas Tech help came up. And it left Dean wide open. Just a bad pass.
That's the 7th Southern Miss turnover of the night. Edwards alone. Off the back iron. Southern Miss wants to run. Here's Draine. Had a hand in his face on that attempt.
Nice pass.
Good ball movement by the Red Raiders. Maybe the best we've seen all night. TJ Holyfield pays it off.
Chris Clark is a basketball player. He's like a queen on a chessboard.
Average for assists in the nation, and Chris Clark is a huge reason why, averaging just under 6 assists a game all by himself. Texas Tech down 4. And a turnover stolen by the Red Raiders. Here's Shannon. Gets it to go off the window. Defense leading to offense now for Texas Tech. And Jay Malone was caught in traffic and decided to call the first timeout.
I like Utah State in the second one. By the way, big fan of Tropical Smoothie Cafe. The avocado is my favorite smoothie at the cafe. What was the other game?
Buffalo and Charlotte. The makers wanted Bahamas ball.
How could you go wrong with Buffalo?
Yeah. After your stay at Atlantis, I think they were considering renaming that the Spatola Bowl.
Do you frequent the cafe?
I love the cafe. Was just there last week, right around the corner from my house.
Have you ever had the avocado?
Yes, as a matter of fact, that and the kale. There's a kale green.
Yeah, baby.
That's another big one.
You're talking superfoods now. Getting me all hot and bothered.
We're looking at a super upset here in Lubbock, Texas. Right now, Southern Miss, plenty of time left for Texas Tech to right the ship. But Southern Miss is up by 3 with 5:10 to go in the first half. Tyler Stevenson at the line. And he can't convert. The last time Southern Miss has beaten a top 25 team, go back a number of years, it was against the Golden Eagles of Marquette. Here's Watson. Calls his own number and knocks it down. Tough jumper from the elbow for Gabe Watson. Had a 16-point effort in his last game against Northern Florida.
Southern Miss so sagged off. I mean, they're willing to give up perimeter shots.
Edwards. tell you, the two starting guards for this Red Raiders team have really suffered from outside. Edwards and Davide Moretti.
And they keep shooting them. I mean, Kyler Edwards on the year shooting 25% from three. Southern Miss making tough shots on one end. And then defensively, they have basically said, look, if you guys are going to make threes tonight, we'll tip your hat or our hat and we'll move on. They're sagging off. They're protecting their paint. And they're forcing Texas Tech to beat them over the top. And Texas Tech keeps firing away, and they're not making perimeter shots.
Coming up on 4 minutes to go in this first half. Southern Miss has led from virtually the opening tip. Here's Draine. In and out. And a foul's called as Terrence Shannon aggressive along the baseline. He'll go to the line when we come back from Lubbock. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by USAA, proud supporter of the military community. What you're made of. The Golden Eagles lead it 23-18 with 3:42 to go. Coming up on the E-Trade halftime report, Kevin Connors, Seth Greenberg, LaFonso Ellis, all talking about the biggest weekend takeaways, the impact of finals on a team, and maybe that's a little bit of what we're seeing here tonight, plus the Wednesday slate. That's all coming up on the E-Trade halftime report.
And now Texas Tech picking up full court. We've seen them go to half court, then they went to a three-quarter court. Now they're picking up all the way, 94 feet, trying to turn Southern Miss over.
And Watson again with the jumper. Gabe Watson has 6. It's been 15 years since Southern Miss has knocked off a top 25 team. Moretti misses again. He's 1 for 9 from the field. Watson, a little bit of a heat check on that one. Stevenson picks up the loose ball. And Shannon, a big rebound for the Red Raiders. Aggressive block by Stevenson. And a late whistle by Joe DeRosa.
That was a big-time block by Tyler Stevenson. Finally on scholarship. Off of a trampoline, just goes up with that right hand. Primary defender block shot. Nicely done.
5 points and 2 blocks. One you just saw by Tyler Stevenson. He'll get a blow on the bench with 2:52 to go. And again, if you're just tuning in, this is a Southern Miss team that has really struggled this year. 3-8 on the year. 3 key rotation players injured and out tonight against 24th ranked Texas Tech. But they are providing more than a handful for the Red Raiders. Moretti tries again. And he still can't hit. Just 1 field goal for Davide Moretti. He's 1 for 10 tonight. Texas Tech, a 51-game non-conference home winning streak on the line. Stolen by Moretti. And fouled by Draine. Texas Tech in the bonus, so they'll shoot free throws. And there's no one in the nation as good as Davide Moretti from the free throw line. If you're looking for perfection, he's about as close to it as any player in the nation. 3rd in the nation overall. 32 for 33 from the free throw line is Davide Moretti.
A coach's son. His dad a coach over in Italy. He plays the game like a coach's son. He hasn't shot it well of late, though. I mean, he hasn't shot it well tonight. He's 6 of 24 from 3 in their last 3 games. Had 5 turnovers in that game against DePaul. So it's not just tonight. He has struggled from that 3-point line of late.
Can a couple of free throws from someone like that, can that turn your game around a little bit?
It could, absolutely. Yeah, and you'd love to see him maybe get a layup. He's not driving the ball. And it's clearly in his head. You can just see from his eyes, and he keeps shaking his head after every miss.
Well, Texas Tech's only lead was at 12-11 earlier this half.
Wow.
And Gabe Watson is doing everything in his power to keep that number.
It's all mid-range from Gabe Watson, too. Getting to a spot and elevating.
The lost art. And Moretti still cannot find the bottom of the bucket. 5-point lead, 90 seconds to go. Southern Miss has taken this United Supermarkets Arena crowd out of it and has taken the Red Raiders out of it. There's a nice drive that falls off the rim by McCoy. And we're going the other way.
There's no other way to put this. This is a shocking first half. And look, I think Texas Tech is good. I think they should be in the top 25. They are playing without Jamias Ramsey. But I think people need to understand where this Southern Miss team is at and this program is at. This is a rebuild job for Jay Ladner. They are 3-8 on the year. They've been blown out in a lot of games, and they're playing without 3 rotation players, as you said, Rich. This is a shocking result in this first half.
1 minute to go. And if Texas Tech doesn't score quickly, this will be the lowest scoring first half of the season. Here's Benson, knocks down a triple. That's just what the doctor ordered for Avery Benson, his first points of the night. Watson again. Elementary, my dear Watson. Double digits for number 0 in goal, Gabe Watson. 7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock as the first half winds down. And a use it or lose it timeout from Chris.
They started out the year with him at the point guard. I don't think he was comfortable. He was high turnover there. They've moved him off the ball, and he has flourished in his first half.
Let's see what Chris Beard has dialed up after the timeout. Shannon, lefty jumper, no. Watson the rebound, and they have plenty of time to get a bucket going into the break. 3 seconds. Watson takes it himself for 3.
Texas Tech toughness, effort hasn't imposed its will.
Texas Tech, their lowest scoring half of the season. They led this game for just 52 seconds. As for Southern Miss, their first half, it's their first lead going into halftime against the D1 team this year. Kyler Edwards starts off in a positive fashion for Texas Tech.
Because he drove the ball. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought they settled. They got to be able, against this Southern Miss lineup, they got to be able to drive the ball and get whatever they want at the basket. They've played right into the game plan from Jay Ladner and Southern Miss.
We'll see how Texas Tech responds. Not sure there's any paint left on the walls inside the home locker room. Empty possession for Southern Miss to start off the second half. Edwards off the screen from Holyfield. Shannon the pull-up jumper, and 1. A foul called on Southern Miss, and Terrence Shannon will have a chance at a 3-point play.
You know, I said that game the other night against Louisville. Texas Tech took advantage of a team in Louisville that I thought got fat and happy being #1 in the country. I thought Texas Tech in the first half did. But the first 2 possessions, Kyler Edwards to the basket, Terrence Shannon drives it, takes what the defense gives him, pulls up in that mid-range, and gets an and 1.
Chris Beard is nothing if not a master motivator. And whatever he said at halftime has certainly positively affected his troops on the floor. Shannon can't convert the 3-point play, but now Texas Tech is within 3. Here's Draine. Nice feed to Stevenson.
This Southern Miss offense is functioning at the highest level I've seen it function all year. They're sharing it, and they're making shots.
Here's Clark working on Harper Baker, who's saddled with foul trouble in the first half. Lost the handle, got the rebound, and another opportunity for a three-point play.
And we've seen this with it. He's got a quick second jump. He just stays with the play, and that's a bad foul. I mean, if you're going to foul him there, pull his arm, don't let him get it up there. Just not a good play.
Chris Clark, 9 for 17 from the free throw stripe coming in, but he's 3 for 3 tonight. He has 7, and Texas Tech is now down just 2. Harper Baker in the corner. Watson can't pick up where he left off, but the bucket is picked up by Draine. And
Vegas.
Mom, I'm quitting school. I am moving to Las Vegas. And there's an unforced error by Texas Tech. The turnover. It'll be Southern Miss basketball. And that's coming out of a timeout. That's got to burn even more for Chris Beard.
Especially because he spent about 15 minutes today during the shoot-around going over after timeout plays, ATOs.
And Southern Miss gives it right back. Well, Jay Ladner watched his team play the best 20 minutes of the season in the first half here in Lubbock. Now the question is, can they hold on? They lead by 4 against 24th ranked Texas Tech. Clark. Oh, he's listening to you.
You got to drive it. You're not making perimeter shots. Southern Miss has a small bench. They're not going to foul you. They don't have size. Drive the basketball.
9. First half. Stevenson. Short. Got his own miss. Bouncy. Five on the shot clock for the Red Raiders. Edwards settled for a 3.
Hey, here's the other thing that you can tell with Texas Tech. Like, they're not talking to each other. Everybody's thinking about their own stuff. This is the team we saw today at practice. There's so much chatter, guys communicating, getting on one another, talking. There's nobody communicating out there right now. Everybody's thinking about their own stuff.
Look at that pocket pass on a backdoor cut by Gabe Watson, who has a game-high 15 now. 2-possession ball game. Moretti finally sees one go down. Just the second field goal of the night from Davide Moretti. Forced to the sideline, and TJ Holyfield gets credit for that. Watson steps. Chris Patola, Rich Hollenberg inside the United Supermarkets Arena. Texas Tech has been their game, but they are down by just 3 with 5 minutes gone by in the second half. Southern Miss looking to pull an epic upset. Moretti got caught up in the air, and he turned it over. Here's Watson. Another mid-range jumper. This one goes awry. Clark hangs and hits.
He is really talented. He is a basketball player. 6'6", point forward, puts it on the floor here. Look at the touch off the glass as he's falling to the mat. He's been their only consistent offense here tonight.
Hasn't really scored all that much this season, averaging just 6.1 a game, but he had 17 against Creighton, he had 11 against Iowa, and now he's got 12 tonight against Southern Miss. We have a tie ball game. And finally, the crowd has something to cheer about. Draine, tough shot by Draine, who has 13. Shannon, the step through. And he got fouled after rebounding his own miss.
Here's his bucket on the other end, and a really good screen in. You're going to see Tyler Stevenson on the weak side. Look at him set that screen there. Forces Benson to have to go around. And it gives a little bit of time there to be able to, Draine, to get into the lane, rise up, get to his spot.
Shannon now with 11. Davide Moretti checks back in. Draine, 13 points. He and Gabe Watson have provided the overwhelming bulk of the offense for Southern Miss tonight. Shannon's got a dozen. And we're tied again with 14 minutes to go. Sensing a slight momentum shift in favor of the Red Raiders. And on the shot clock for the Eagles.
Yeah, no question.
Offensive foul on Southern Miss. Jay Ladner feels like he's not working at all. He said his wife makes fun of him. I have a job. You don't have a job. You go coach the team that you love.
Believe me, Mrs. Ladner, he's had a job this year. I'll tell you what. He looked exhausted today at the shoot-around.
He is earning his paycheck. Moretti from point-blank range can't get it to go. He wants to pull a total recall, Davide Moretti. Forget about this night. Well, Southern Miss's Jay Ladner. He is Southern Miss through and through. A high school coach in the area for 2 decades, played at Southern Miss, helped them win the 1987 NIT championship. Never in his wildest dreams did he think he'd end up the head coach of his alma mater, but here he is in his first season in Hattiesburg.
You know, he also played baseball at Southern Miss. 2-sport athlete, and was pre-med. That's getting work done there.
Yeah, we had a fun time talking shop with him earlier today. He said his dad was a high school coach, and a legendary one, in Southern Mississippi, and said, you know, we have some lawyers in our family. I don't want you to go into coaching. I know that. But why don't you be a doctor? We need a doctor in our family. So he kind of hedged his bets and went into pharmaceutical sales, thinking if things don't really work out that well, he could always go back to med school. Ended up taking a high school coaching job, and the rest is history.
Pharmaceuticals. Eli Lilly, the most famous pharmaceutical sales to coaching.
We got a foul on the floor, 12:35 to go, and Texas Tech with just their second lead of the game, 42-44 over Southern Miss. Again, in a relatively nondescript, non-conference game, what's at stake here? Southern Miss hasn't beaten a top 25 team in 15 years. And Texas Tech has the second longest active win streak against non-conference opponents in the nation. It's at 51 right now. Only Butler at 56 games in Hinkle Fieldhouse has a longer active win streak. Watson, mid-range game.
He pounds the heck out of the ball until he gets to the spot he wants and then rises up.
Gabe Watson had a career-high 19 earlier this year against Alabama. He's 2 off of that mark tonight. Edwards off the mark from 3. The three-pointers have not been falling tonight for Texas Tech. They are 3 for 18, Chris.
And they haven't fallen all year for Kyler Edwards. He's shooting 25% from there. And look, he's a good shooter. He shot 44% last year. But they haven't really fallen all year for him.
Golden Eagles a chance to go back on top. Draine wide open for 3. And he won't miss many of those.
Led Conference USA in three-point shooting last year. You give him that much space and time, he is knocked down.
Look at Clark pulling his way to the basket. He has 14. They go inside out. McCoy. The follow dunk by Leonard Harper-Baker. And a foul at the other end as Texas Tech looked to rush the pace. Terrence Shannon having a good night from the free throw line tonight. He has 13 on the game.
You know, Texas Tech took the lead a minute ago, and I think you felt like that was going to be the breaking point. And Southern Miss, to their credit, have had an answer. Gabe Watson, Ladavius Draine, they have had an answer every step of the way.
Now some full court pressure from Texas Tech, handled easily. And then they force the turnover. Good hands by Holyfield. Moretti for 3. Here's Watson. It has been his night. Not that time.
And he wanted it. He called the screen off, said, I got this.
Now Shannon tries. Followed his own miss, but Southern Miss came away with it. Watson to the cup. And Gabe Watson will go to the line and shoot 2 for the first time tonight.
And that's a settle on the other end from Terrence Shannon, and we've seen it all night. We haven't seen that motion offense, the hard cutting, the sense of urgency, the unselfishness. And we've seen Texas Tech settle for the shots that Southern Miss is inviting. Southern Miss is sagging off. They're saying, look, if you're going to make perimeter shots tonight, good on you. We'll leave with the loss. Texas Tech continues to settle.
Watson makes them both. He has 19, with ties his career high. Southern Miss maintaining the lead. They're up 3. It's counting down to 10 minutes to go in this one. You want them to drive it? They just did. But Texas Tech misses from close range. Harper-Baker thought about it. Gave it up. Now he tries it. And he misses. And we've got a foul, and it's going to be on Southern Miss. So Texas Tech will have the basketball with a chance to tie it with a 3, but I know the answer before I ask the question. I don't think you're in favor of them shooting the 3 necessarily. It's a 1-and-1 situation, as it is for TJ Holyfield. And this might be the best way for Texas Tech to get a lead and hold the lead. They're a good free throw shooting team, 76.3% on the season. That's second in the Big 12. And TJ Holyfield's at the line shooting 1-1 now.
And that's another reason you drive the basketball when you're in the bonus. Put pressure on the defense. Get yourself to the foul line.
It's been a quiet night for Holyfield, who averages just a shade under 10 points a game. He now has 5. And he brings Texas Tech to within 1. Here's Draine for 3. Too strong. And Moretti comes away with it. Texas Tech goes on top with a bucket. Here's Benson. Moretti out to Benson. Good ball movement by the Red Raiders.
Nice.
And Edwards underneath gets the easy 2.
That's the Texas Tech possession. Passing up good shots to get a great shot.
Red Raiders back on top by 1. Clear path, but it's blocked out of bounds. Good recovery by Southern Miss, and Leonard Harper Baker with the swat.
He meant it. I mean, it's a well-timed block by a guy in Chris Clark who's had a good offensive night. And then, as everybody's doing nowadays, a little showmanship after the play.
Baseline, and he'll get fouled by Tyler Stevenson and go to the line.
This motion offense for Texas Tech, it's unpredictable movement. They're not calling plays. It's about cutting hard. It's about sharing the basketball, getting ball reversal. And there were some good shots there, perimeter shots, but they passed them up, and you get a layup here. Nice pass from Chris Clark to Edwards underneath.
Well, Chris Clark having another Chris Clark night. 14 points, 10 rebounds, and that assist that you just saw was his second dime of the night as well.
It's a big loss right there for Southern Miss. Tyler Stevenson with 8 minutes left in this game.
Really counting on his offense and his minutes. And his such a depleted roster.
And his athleticism. He matches up with the athletes that Texas Tech has. You don't have his length and athleticism for the remaining 8 minutes.
Holyfield with the front end. And he gets them both. Would you believe it if I told you this is the largest lead of the game for Texas Tech? And we're coming up on 8 minutes to go in the game. Holyfield got the free throws on one end and the block on the other end.
It's a really good block because he's got to come over late so that there's not a drop off on the penetration, and to make a play like that, to wall up without fouling, just a really good defensive play. And Southern Miss shifts to a zone. Haven't seen much zone tonight. Chris Beard thought they were going to see all zone.
Underneath, Holyfield back out to Edwards. And we've got a Texas Tech turnover, 3-second call. And with 7:45 to go, Chris Beard's team find themselves.
What a find he was on that grad transfer market for Texas Tech.
Chris Beard telling us before the game today their goal was to have 14 offensive rebounds and to score at least 10 to 12 points off of those. Right now they have 11 second chance points. They're shooting 50% from the field in the second half after a miserable shooting first half, and that's a big reason why they find themselves up 3 with 7:23 to go. 8 on the shot clock for Southern Miss under their own basket. Here's Draine, tough shot. Contested, Holyfield the board. Moretti, yes!
It's that 2-3 zone. Moretti just finding that 45-degree angle. And he's got a couple to go down here in this second half.
Hunter Dean, blocked out of bounds. Again, Holyfield with the swat.
You have to exhale for Davide Moretti. Hasn't shot it well in their last 3 games. 6 of 24 from 3. Just camps in that 45-degree angle against the 2-3 zone and knocks it down. You could see him exhale after it went in.
Watson. He's been spectacular tonight, and Gabe Watson will go back to the line. Looking for a new career high.
Southern Miss, the last 2 years, had a really good point guard, a kid named Tyree Griffin, who had over 400 assists in 2 years. And they came into this season playing Gabe Watson. He's not a point guard. Taking him off the ball, I think we've seen the advantage of that tonight. He's played so well on the offensive end.
He now has 20 to lead all scorers. 79% free throw shooter from out of Jackson, Mississippi. He misses the second one. Texas Tech newly reinserted into the top 25 courtesy of their win against #1 Louisville last week. Holyfield.
Holyfield's got to make that. That's a layup.
Good hands by Clark, knocking it out of bounds. It'll stay Golden Eagle basketball. And now number 10, Jay Malone, will check in for the walk-on David McCoy. On the shot clock for the Golden Eagles. Bounce pass. Harper Baker with the putback.
What a find. Just driving the basketball. These guards all night have had those nice drop-offs.
Now it's turning into punch-counter-punch in the final minutes of this game. Shannon, a strong take on the baseline. 16 for Terrence Shannon. Texas Tech's lead is up to 5. Harper Baker with the strong jump stop, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Terrence Shannon's one of those guys, you don't really feel like you're calling his name a lot. Then you look at the box score, he's got 16. So athletic. I mean, he's a pro. And then Leonard Harper Baker, man, he's undersized, but he's gritty. Plays with a lot of heart. He's a redshirt senior. He's a grown man. He's not overly skilled, but he's a tough kid, plays hard, and he wears long sleeves in a game. You got to respect a man who's going to put on some long sleeves in a game uniform.
Well, listen, it's going to be in the 20s tonight in Lubbock. I think he knew something that we didn't know. former football player in high school, and he plays like it on the basketball court. But he missed both of his free throws. Now 5 minutes to go. Clark. Shannon. Short jumper for Terrence Shannon, who has 18.
And a great last-second find by Chris Clark. Suspended in the air. Makes the right play.
Here's Harper Baker. Line drive three, no good. Got his own miss. And a foul's going to be called on Texas Tech as Terrence Shannon hits the deck. Well, 4:17 to go, Chris, and Texas Tech is slowly trying to pull away, but Southern Miss is staying attached.
Part of it is Texas Tech has strung some stops together. They've got some consistent buckets on the other end. But like you said, Southern Miss not stopping, and here they go to a full court press after the free throw.
A couple of veterans in Moretti and Clark handling the pressure, but on a night when Davide Moretti through the hoop, he also commits an error in his own backcourt. Moretti can't wait for Tuesday. 4 minutes to go. Ten on the shot clock. Harper Baker gets it to go off the feed from Watson.
Back into the defense, ball watching. Watching Gabe Watson handle, and a late find by him.
One possession ball game. Good feed from Shannon to McCullough. And we have a timeout on the floor, and we have a game in Lubbock. 24th ranked Texas Tech up just 3 with 3:33 to go. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball. In and out from McCullough on his first attempt. McCullough 1 for 2 from the line. So with 3:33 to go, and your team playing about as well as it could possibly play in Southern Miss, what does Jay Ladner need to see from his team in the final 3.5 minutes?
The best shot that they can get each time down. And again, given their talent level, it may not go in, but they have worked for good shots all night. You can't turn it over. Take good shots. Fight for an offensive board.
Gabe Watson leading the way with 19. Make that 20. He has the ball, the lob, and a back tip. Shannon controls. That looks like it's going to be Southern Miss basketball. A little loose with the basketball for Chris Beard. Well, this is a young guy who knows what the struggle is all about. He has been a journeyman in his college basketball coaching career. And now he's found a home in Lubbock, Texas, taking this team to the national title game a year ago, the Elite 8 2 years ago.
Wow. Wow.
And the only problem with that is wins are expected now, especially against teams like Southern Miss. But Southern Miss isn't going away. Two-point ball game. 2.5 to go. Now Moretti will reset with 10 on the shot clock. Holyfield baseline. Here in Lubbock, Rich Oliver, Chris Spatola, 24th ranked Texas Tech with their hands full against Southern Miss out of Conference USA. Red Raiders up 4, 2 minutes left. Loose ball, and Jay Malone forced to use a timeout. Southern Miss has the basketball after the timeout. Under 2 minutes to go. Draine. A little hitch in his three-point shot. He's saying that it touched a Red Raider, but to no avail. It's going to be Texas Tech basketball. Full court pressure from the Golden Eagles. Got to get it across the midcourt line.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, just not good execution against the pressure. So a turnover for Moretti, and Moretti's got to be, he's got to know the clock. A 10-second violation is inexcusable in that spot.
It's David McCoy, 4 in gold at the point. Now 0-on-0. Edwards checking Gabe Watson. Watson, tough shot. It goes out of bounds. And a good defensive stand again from Texas Tech.
Well, their offense has not been very good, Texas Tech, but their defense in the second half, and especially the last couple minutes, has stood up here.
Now Texas Tech breaks the press easily. And time is on their side, counting down to 1 minute to go and a 4-point lead.
1 minute.
Moretti gets another one.
This has to result in a bucket if you're Southern Miss.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be a 3. But Draine will try it from 3 and hit. Draine with his 3rd triple of the night. Here's more full court pressure. And it's handled by the Red Raiders. 8-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Would you foul?
Yeah, I thought that Jay Ladner was telling them to. I thought they were gonna. You absolutely have to foul.
So some precious ticks come off the clock. And maybe Southern Miss delayed because Davide Moretti had the ball in his hands.
It's just a pick and pop with the other end, and Texas Tech, I just switched that. They don't. And Draine gets a wide open 3.
Moretti 2 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. And he's now 35 of 36 on the season. $15 on the night for Moretti. 2-possession ball game. And an errant pass from Watson off the legs of Leonard Harper Baker. And that should do it for Southern Miss, who put up one heck of a fight in Lubbock, Texas against the 24th ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Yes, they did. There's a team that's 3-8 in the year. They're undermanned. They've been blown out of a lot of games this year. And they fought their tails off. And look, Texas Tech did not play well tonight. They were put into the top 25 today. I assume guys know that. But give them credit, because this is a game you could easily drop. And they ended up gutting it out. I thought their defense was better in the second half, and they got a lot to figure out offensively.
Here's McCoy at the other end. But it's too little too late for Southern Miss. who, despite the loss, probably played their best 40 minutes of basketball on the season. They will drop to 3-9